Welcome to American Cruise Line, and I want y'all to know how excited I am to be here again on the Chesapeake Bay. And it's Cherry Blossom Week in Washington, D.C. This is a good life. The historical theme of this cruise is the American Revolution, with stops at Yorktown and Williamsburg, and of course Mount Vernon, Washington, D.C., and Annapolis, plus lots of beautiful scenery and ports of call along the way. My name is Joel Hollingsworth. I'm a semi-retired high school history teacher, still subbing kindergarten through early college, keeps me young. I'm also a beach bum and surfer from Florida, and all my life a waterman. You'll hear that term again this cruise. And now my wife and I are living in rural North Carolina, where my mother was raised. We have 4 children and 11 grandchildren. And I want you all to know that I'm here to give you and myself the experience of a lifetime this cruise. I hope to accompany everyone on the tours and excursions planned for you in this beautiful, historic, and amazingly engaging part of America. I'm also going to be giving informative talks along the way. I hope you find them interesting. Try me. I won't be giving college professor speeches, and there won't be any test. I do welcome interaction during talks, and discussions afterwards are always good. I'll try not to be too political, although the American patriots pulled off the greatest political and social accomplishment in the history of mankind, and we're still striving today to improve on what they started. My topic choice today is the American Revolution, a Perfect Storm, Part 1, the Southern Campaign. You're in the South now. In my research of the events leading up to the founding of this great nation, a new country the likes of which had never existed before, I have made a list of over 20 points that identify the ideas, the people, their passion and determination that resulted in the successful establishment of the United States of America. But today, we're only going to look at the first 5 points. And since we're in the South, we'll be looking at the Southern campaign of the Revolutionary War and of some of my favorite Revolutionary War heroes, some of the battles that they fought in. It's a Southern thing down here. First, can we get a little interactive and illustrate my first point? Let's go back a few hundred years. Where did your ancestors come from? The majority in the colonies were British, but there were also people from Ireland, Scotland, Germany, France, and many other places. Wherever they came from and however they got here, they're in the New World now. Of course, everyone had a story and hopes for a better life, in some cases, life itself. Freedom, opportunity, property, and even adventure, that is the American dream. Thomas Jefferson penned life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and called these basic human rights, a unique concept in the history of mankind, who lived previously under kings and tyrants, aristocrats and overlords. These were the political, economic, and social realities of their time. My first point is freedom. Let me give this personal example from my own family. My nephew, John Hollingsworth, ordered a genealogy for a school project which traced the Hollingsworth name back to Chester, England. Right here is Chester, right on the Welsh border in western England. The city actually spills over into Wales. Family tradition has always said our ancestry was Quakers from Wales. The genealogy identifies the name Hollingsworth as Anglo-Saxon, meaning holly, like the holly tree, plus wall or hedge or enclosure. My 9th grade civics teacher used my name as an example, speculating that a holling is a valley in Old English. Holler, we say in North Carolina, and worth means wealth and indicates an aristocrat landowner. That's about the only thing I remember from that class. And reference is also made in the genealogy to a Hollingworth manor and a town named Hollingworth in England. Hollingworth, England today is found between Manchester and the Peak District National Park, which is a large forest just east of Hollingworth. Google Maps gives us a nice satellite view of Hollingworth. So right here we have the large vacant lot right in the center of Hollingworth, England, with trees enclosing it. Very interesting. And this is right next to the big national forest in the center of England. I can imagine that this could be the 1600s location of Hollingworth Manor, where the landowner by the name of Hollingworth lived and had a wood mill operation with peasant laborers adjacent to the family manor home. A manor was a plantation, of course, neither of which are standing after 200 years today. Possibly it was destroyed during the King Charles I persecution of the Quakers, which you can look up in your history books. Note we have Wood Street over here running into the old plantation site, Market Street running right through the town today. Right here on the corner of the property is Hollingworth Methodist Church, right across the street from the booze box. Interesting. Anyway, down here in the south, we have Holly Road on the southern border of that piece of property. Holly, of course, is where the name Hollingsworth comes, according to the genealogy. The modern town developed, but this property remains vacant. I wonder why. Maybe I'll go to England someday and ask some questions. According to our genealogy, William Hollingsworth was born around 1600 in England and married Catherine. Then in 1631, they fled England and went to the Ulster plantation in Northern Ireland, like many other Quakers in that day, which incited the Irish rebellions of the 1600s, Catholics attacking Protestant immigrants in Ulster province. Henry and Catherine bore only one child, a son named Valentine, born in 1632 in Ulster. Henry was possibly killed in the Catholic uprising, speculated the genealogy, since there is no record of his death, when or how. In 1681, William Penn recruited Quakers in Ulster, promising religious freedom in a new colony in the New World. Valentine and his family left Ireland, arriving on the Delaware River the next year in 1682, 1 month before the arrival of William Penn, who started the colony and named it Pennsylvania. Note the spellings of Hollingworth, the town, and Hollingsworth, our family name. They are different. Peasants often took the Lord's name, changing a letter. So were my ancestors lords or peasants 400 years ago when Henry Hollingsworth and his wife fled England for Ulster? Records show that Henry's son Valentine was an indentured servant on the Ulster plantation when he and his family left for America. I guess they were peasants, or possibly they were from the Manor family and changed their name to conceal their past when fleeing for their lives. What a difference the New World presented for them in either case, freedom from servitude or persecution. If anyone is interested in researching your family name, your country of origin, your ethnicity, why and how your ancestors came to America, etc., I will be happy to help in our free time on the ship. All we need is internet access. I am here for you, and I'll be happy to help you in any way I can to do a little research on your family history. Thank you very much.